Okay. Well, it was great game, great football game, where two teams were certainly felt like a heavyweight fight. Certainly felt like both teams were getting after it, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They did a great job of taking the ball away early, first three possessions, and then after that, I think everything settled down. We ended a yard short. But what I'd say is our defense absolutely battled every single snap. Thought our defense had a fantastic game. I know that there's always going to be a play here, a play there, but when you look at what we did, how we kept that offense contained, how we made plays on the ball, how we kept them to hold them to a field goal there at the end, all of those things indicated to me that our defense is playing really, really good football right now. And then I would say in terms of Tyler Loop, coming in, kicking a field goal with 2 seconds left, tying the game up, no flinch. His kickoffs were great today. And, altogether, I would just say that we landed an inch short.
Jaden, what's going through your mind in the first quarter when it seems like it's disaster?
Man, I feel like credit to Coach and the rest of the staff and everybody else who had help and hand with me. Last year I probably would have dealt with it differently, but I really thought of it. Balls wasn't bouncing the right way, I guess. It was always bouncing up and towards one of their players. But I got to be cleaner. Can't turn over the ball the first 3 possessions 4 times, but I just knew that we had 4 quarters to play, so we couldn't give up in the first quarter.
How do you think you would have handled that last year? Like you said, you would have handled it
Oh,
differently.
man. I don't know, you can ask Coach Fish. Nah, it would have been. I don't know. I would have shut down. I would have just went into a little box.
In the fourth quarter, the plays that T-Mac made, how could you talk about that and just the impact he made?
That's T-Mac for you. I mean, you guys are at practice. You guys see the crazy things that he does, the crazy catches. Game's on the line, and gotta get him the ball more. Gotta get him the ball. That's just who he is.
But Jed, despite the turnovers, for it to be this close, what does it say just about the growth of your team and how far you guys have come?
Well, I give credit to these guys. I think Jacob Manu has kept that defense, has led that defense in a way that there was no flinch. They just went back out. If we turned it over, they went back out and did everything they could to keep it to 14-0, and then we scored, make it 14-7 at halftime. You walk into halftime, you can't believe the score based on the way the game was going, but it's because of the way our defense played. And it's, Jacob made 12 tackles, Flo made 12 tackles. So you got guys that are just battling and making plays. This is a team that's very resilient. We expected to win this game. We came in here expecting to win this game. We did not come in here scared. We did not come in here concerned. We thought we were bringing a really good team. Coach Spurrier once said, how do you win on the road? You bring a good team. And I felt like we were bringing a good team here. And I still feel that way. And that was a great game. I want to give credit to them, though. Their defense is one of the best in the country. Their defense is one of the best, I know, statistically here in the SEC. And they make it hard every single play. It is not a defense you see a lot. It's not a defense you go against a lot. And, Zach, Coach Arnett had done a fantastic job, and hats off to him as well.
Jed, you mentioned Flo, like he last week against NAU, he had 11 snaps this game. He had 11 plus tackles. How do you think he's helping his way getting and earning more snaps going forward?
Yeah, I think it's because of guys like Jacob and Coach Nansen and Coach Van Horn. And those guys are working with him every single day. He's in his 3rd system in 3 years. Not many people have to deal with that. He's missed 20 games because of injuries in his first 2 years, or whatever the number is. The fact that Jacob's with him all the time, the fact that Jacob communicates with him all the time, that Coach Van Horn's up there with him, and Coach Nansen has done an incredible job of finding out what these guys do well and doing that. And that's what I give the most credit for, and I think it's fantastic to watch him do it.
And after the first quarter with Jaden and just some of the quarterback troubles that happened in that regard, was there a conversation that you had with Jaden after that? Because it looked like he was a little bit more comfortable going into that second half. He made a couple more plays that he had control with.
Yeah, I tell him what I tell him all the time. I love him. I know he's the best quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and things happen sometimes, and so what? Figure out a way to go win the game.
Jacob, what's your perspective of how Justin Flo came in and impacted the game?
He came in, he was ready to go. He knew what he had to do, and as you can see, it showed up.
What has he shown you? How could you just talk about the relationship that you guys have developed over the last several months?
So we're real close. Like that's you can ask him. You ask him who's his best friend. He'll tell you me. So yeah.
What kind of energy does he bring on the field?
Oh, he brings all the juice. He's our juice guy. He's gonna bring it all the time. So yeah.
Do you think a performance like this maybe gets him in the starting lineup, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to watch the film. I think Daniel's done a very good job for us as well. I think we've got 3 really good linebackers and some young ones behind him and behind them. And I think what we're beginning to see here is we're beginning to see the depth we've been trying to build. I mean, this has been a build, this program. We didn't just come here and just, snap our fingers and it happened. And we had to work really hard to get the right people in place. And we have the right people in place. We have the right offensive players, the right defensive players, and the right special teams players. Some are young, some are a little older, and we got to figure out the right combinations every single time. But we'll certainly see more of Justin, I'm sure. We'll see, we'll have hopefully everybody healthy for next week. That'll be our goal. And, we'll keep working, keep trying to get better, and keep finding a way to be who we say we want to be and who we believe we are, which is a team that's not going to turn the ball over, be disciplined, and score touchdowns in the red zone.
Are there any updates on Martell Irby?
No update that I know of. I think I haven't heard much on that regard.
Health-wise though, are you expecting everyone to come back?
Yeah, I did not hear any. I have not spoken to the trainers yet at this point. It's kind of still setting in, but it seemed to me that we should be okay from what I understand and what I'm aware of right now. We're waiting on a couple guys, see what happens with Wyatt, see what happens with Stukes, see what happens with Polito, but I believe those are the 3 right now that we have to be aware of.
You talked about the middle 8 a lot. How do you think you did in that category?
Well, we tied, not good enough. We went up 7-0, and then we had the ball to go up 14-0, and we went 3 and out, and they scored. So that's not what you want to do in the middle 8. You got to be, you got to get to that 14. You got to get to that 10. We can't go 3 and out to start the second half. I love that we scored to end the half, but we got to start the second half with the touchdown or field goal.
Maybe a question for all you guys. Just thoughts on the cowbells and just the atmosphere and how loud it was today.
Oh, I thought it was cool. I thought like how other fans came and everybody had their cowbells. I thought it was good atmosphere for them.
Did it maybe disrupt any communication you guys had?
Not really. That's what was big for us. Elite communication. So I felt like we did a decent job for that.
And then
I would say something on that though. I think this is an incredible environment. And I don't think there's any reason at all why Tucson can't have the same environment. There is no reason why Tucson and Starkville, why there'd be a difference in environment. And I don't see a reason why, if we have a whiteout and we want to load the place up, if our students want to stay all the way till the end, if our fans want to come early and tailgate and enjoy the atmosphere. I mean, we are a college town just like Starkville, Mississippi is. And just because they're located on one side of the map and we're on the other, I hope that our fans show up on Saturday night and for the rest of the year in the same way that these guys showed up tonight. It's a great atmosphere. It makes college football special. We've now got 5 of these left at home. We've got 10 total. I mean, we need all of our fans, and why wouldn't you come to a great football game with a great football team?
Janie, going back to the cowbells, how was that like for you as the quarterback?
It was good. Probably a once in a lifetime atmosphere to play in, especially in college. But it was it's good energy, but I feel like we played with places that's brought this type of energy. Like when I played up at Eugene before, played up in Utah. Pac-12 bring the same energy. So
a lot of people kind of view this game as a real test for the defense going up against an SEC opponent. How do you think, or what do you think your defense showed you guys today?
I think our defense stood up to the test and went punch for punch. I'm more disappointed that our offense at times didn't do the same. We ended up doing it, but I would say our defense, they accepted the challenge, and our defense is just going to keep getting better and better and better and better, and we're going to have one of the better defenses in the Pac-12, and that's the goal, and that is not going to change, and we're going to embrace these. We're going to, as I've always said, you either win or you learn. We got to learn from this, but we've got to accept the fact that we got a defensive squad that loves football, and if you love football, good things are going to come your way.
Mississippi State had less than 40% on third down conversions. How do you think just having so many guys on the defensive line going in and out help the endurance,
Yeah.
stopping guys?
I think it certainly helps. You know, the more fresh you could be, the better pass rush you can have. The better pass rush you can have, the harder it is to convert on third down. And they tried to stick some runs in there, and I think we did a great job gobbling up the run game on third down. And you know, there's this game could have gone either way, and unfortunately for us, it went to them.
Last question.
Ty, making a big play late in the game. What do you say about just the progress for both of you guys?
Keep getting better. Everybody has to keep getting better. Ty is a sophomore, same class as Jacob, right? These guys are young. These guys are just a young team in a lot of ways, and he just keeps getting better. And we'll continue to see great stuff from him as well as from all these guys.
All right, that's okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Safe travels back.